It says that the Adam Rishon is warned that if he eats from the Eitz Hadas, he's going to die. He eats from the Eitz Hadas and he doesn't die. In fact, he lived a very long life. He lived 930 years after that. What's this all about? So the way it's explained by the Bechai and by others, before the Chet Eitz Hadas, there was no schism, divide between the Guf and the Neshama. Just like the Neshama is completely bottled to Hashem, the Guf was the same way. When Adam Rishon ate from it, so what happened was, essentially he started dying. At that moment, what happened was, there became a split between the Guf and the Neshama. And no longer is the Guf, the body, is it the perfect servant of the Neshama. Suddenly it conflicts with the Neshama. The Neshama has one agenda, and suddenly the body has a completely different agenda. They went their different ways. As soon as they went their different ways, then automatically the body's going to die. As long as the Guf and the Neshama were totally in sync, then just as the Neshama is immortal, the Guf also was immortal, because they were totally in sync and totally connected to Hashem. And as we just learned over here, the connection to Hashem is the source of life. So as long as both of them were completely connected to Hashem, there was no death. The moment that he ate from the Eitz Hadas, Hashem says, you're going to die. That's not a punishment, it's a natural consequence. That's going to cause the divide between the Guf and the Neshama. And eventually, spiritual death means also physical death. Spiritual death means the spiritual diverging of ways of the Guf and the Neshama is going to lead to physical death. And that is why the 13th Iker of our belief is Tchiyas HaMesim, which is a very strange thing, you think about it. Why is Tchiyas HaMesim so important? That it should be one of the 13?
It's a ticket to the
right. But otherwise it makes no sense. There are a lot of things that we say will happen when Mashiach comes, but none of them become one of the 13 articles of Jewish faith. In other words, imagine if we had 12 Ikrim, we had everything and Mashiach. We stopped after the 12th. What would Yiddishkeit be missing? Why do you need to have that 13th? Why is it so important? Shabbos isn't a Iker in the Das. Eretz Yisrael isn't an Iker. Bris isn't an Iker. Why is Tchiyas HaMesim an Iker? And the answer is because that's really where, like you said, it's a tikkun. The goal of everything is to reach a place where everything becomes Kaddish. The goal is to reach a place where everything is connected to Hashem and therefore where everything is alive. If Mashiach were to come and people were still dying, then we miss the whole boat. Because the whole point of Mashiach is a time when the Kodesh, when the Chachma, when we're all connected to the Ein Sof, to the point that life becomes forever. And when that happens, we know Taka, we've reached our final destination when we've eradicated death. Death meaning, death defined as disconnect from Hashem. When Mashiach comes, that's eradicated, and automatically everyone lives.